Have you ever wondered what would happen if we could time travel some of history's greatest minds into our world today? Forget the usual suspects. We're diving deep into some fascinating figures. Imagine their genius, their ambition, their quirks, all plopped right into the 21st century. Buckle up, because things are about to get weird, wonderful, and honestly, a little chaotic. Let's start with a true titan, Genghis Khan. In his time, he built the largest contiguous land empire in history. Today, he wouldn't be conquering nations with horsemen. He'd be conquering markets. Picture Genghis Khan as the ultimate CEO, a man with an unparalleled genius for logistics, organization, and ruthless efficiency. He'd probably launch a global logistics company, something like Khan Deliveries, that would make Amazon Prime look like snail mail. His business motto? Disrupt or be disrupted. He'd be a master of acquisitions, merging with competitors with an almost terrifying speed. His boardroom meetings would be legendary, short, direct, and incredibly effective. He valued loyalty and merit above all else, so his company would be a powerhouse of talent. And his social media? A very minimal, powerful presence on LinkedIn. No selfies, just posts about global supply chain optimization that would terrify his rivals. He'd be the billionaire everyone is fascinated by, but also deeply respects from a safe distance. Now, let's switch gears to the world of science and invention. Meet Nikola Tesla. Oh, the world we could have had. If Tesla were alive today, he'd be the rock star of Silicon Valley, but also its biggest critic. He wouldn't be chasing venture capital for another social media app. No, Tesla would be focused on solving the world's biggest problems: clean, wireless energy for everyone. He'd probably start a non-profit or a public benefit corporation dedicated to providing free or ultra-low-cost energy to developing nations. He would see our current internet infrastructure and think, cute, but I can do better. He'd be working on a global wireless information and energy grid. Imagine charging your phone just by walking into a room. That's a Tesla world. He'd have a massive following on platforms like X, where he'd engage in epic, public debates with other tech giants about patents and the future of humanity, all while live-streaming his latest plasma ball experiment from his lab at 3 a.m. He'd be eccentric, brilliant, and utterly committed to a better future for all, not just the wealthy. From science to art, let's bring Vincent van Gogh into the modern era. Poor Vincent had such a tragic life, unrecognized and struggling. Today, things might be different. I see him as an incredibly intense and passionate digital artist. He wouldn't be painting with oils in a field. He'd be creating breathtaking virtual reality experiences. Imagine stepping into the starry night, not just looking at it, but flying through the swirling sky, feeling the wind on your face. His art would be immersive, emotional, and deeply personal. He'd probably use platforms like Instagram and TikTok, not for fame, but as a raw, unfiltered visual diary. He'd share his process, his struggles with mental health, and his profound connection to the beauty he saw in the world. His vulnerability would resonate with millions. He'd become a powerful advocate for mental health awareness in the arts, reminding everyone that it's okay not to be okay. He would find a community that understood him, and finally, get the love and recognition he so desperately craved in his own lifetime. Now for a political heavyweight, Cleopatra. She was a brilliant political strategist, a master of diplomacy, and fluent in multiple languages. Forget the Hollywood portrayal. In today's world, she wouldn't just be a leader, she'd be a global icon. I imagine her as the head of the United Nations, or a similar international diplomatic corps. She'd navigate the treacherous waters of modern geopolitics with an unmatched grace and intelligence. She would use social media with surgical precision, crafting powerful messages of unity and strength that would trend worldwide. She would be a fashion icon, yes, but her style would be a statement of power and cultural pride. She would host the most influential podcast on the planet, featuring world leaders, philosophers, and activists discussing solutions to global crises. Her charisma would be magnetic, capable of charming adversaries and inspiring legions of followers. She wouldn't just be a ruler, she'd be a phenomenon, proving that true power lies in intellect, influence, and the ability to command a room or the entire world stage. Let's head to the concert hall and meet Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. As a child prodigy who composed masterpieces, What would he do today? He'd be the ultimate musical chameleon. He would dominate every genre. He'd be producing chart-topping pop hits for today's biggest stars, composing epic film scores that would win him Oscars, and then, on the weekend, dropping a surprise experimental electronic album that would blow everyone's minds. He'd be a wizard with production software like Ableton or Logic Pro. His TikTok would be filled with videos of him creating complex, beautiful melodies in under 60 seconds, challenging other musicians to duet his impossible compositions. He'd have a playful, slightly mischievous online persona, always up for a good time but fiercely serious about his craft. He'd probably get into public feuds with other producers, but always win because, well, he's Mozart. His genius would be undeniable, and he'd redefine what it means to be a musician in the digital age. Finally, let's consider a mind that shaped our understanding of the universe, Isaac Newton. If he were alive today, he'd be a towering figure in theoretical physics, but he'd be so much more. He wouldn't be content just with academia. After solving a few of the biggest mysteries in quantum mechanics or cosmology from his office at a top university, he'd get bored. So, what does a modern Newton do? He goes to Wall Street. He would develop quantum computing algorithms for financial markets that would be so advanced, they'd seem like magic. He'd create a hedge fund that never, ever loses. He'd see the market not as a collection of human emotions, but as a complex system of forces and particles that could be calculated and predicted. He'd be intensely private, reclusive even, shunning interviews and the public spotlight. The only way you'd know he was involved is through the sheer, unexplainable success of his secretive firm. He'd probably also have a secret obsession, just like his obsession with alchemy. Today, that might be something like cracking the code for artificial general intelligence, not for money, but simply for the intellectual challenge of it. A quiet, mysterious genius reshaping our world from the shadows. These figures, with their extraordinary talents and personalities, would undoubtedly change our world. They'd challenge our assumptions, push our boundaries, and probably cause a fair bit of trouble along the way. But that's what greatness does. It disrupts, it innovates, and it forces us to see the world in a new light. It's a fun thought experiment, isn't it? Who else from history do you think would cause a stir today? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this with me. If you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures, and ring the bell so you never miss an upload. See you in the next one.